Yeah, she's growling. What is it?
Doctor to determine if your persistent heartburn is actually something more serious, like acid reflux disease. Over time, stomach acid can damage the lining of your esophagus. For many, prescription Nexium not only provides 24-hour heartburn relief, but can also help.
Alright, so right now it is currently, let me see what time it is. It is, let's see, it's 3:26 a.m. on Friday, February 17th, 2012. Earlier tonight, something happened which hasn't happened in a while. We have this little battery-operated twist-on candlelight here that has a habit of... Yeah, I know. That has a habit of turning itself on by itself for unknown reasons. And well, first here's a little recap. It started, fairly long time ago. I want to say maybe last spring, something like that. And it turned on one early morning, kind of like this. And we were kind of weirded out by it. And we thought maybe it was could be, spirit related. So we decided to ask some, questions. If you're here, can you make it dim? If you do this, can you turn it off? Just questions like that, very general. And that morning that happened, I filmed it, and it went on for, I don't know, maybe about 15 minutes of just straight responses to these questions. And we asked if it was female, and if it was female, could it dim the light, and the light would dim down very low and then get bright again, and, almost preparing to answer our next question. And then eventually it went off, and that's happened a few times since then, and it hasn't happened in a long time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. The battery died on this thing, and we never thought to replace it. And, just, last night, we really, honestly, it was almost like that. It was like, do we want to put batteries in this thing? We know it's going to happen. It happens pretty regularly. And sure enough, we changed the batteries tonight because we were feeling adventurous with the whole, ghost hunting stuff. We're like, well, if it happens, maybe we'll see if we can get some more responses. And we put batteries in it, and sure enough, eventually it turned on, and that was, earlier on in the evening, and it's gone on and on a couple times since. And I woke up from a sound sleep at about 1:30, and I was up for a couple minutes, and I looked in here, and it literally switched on right as I was looking in here. And I just sort of watched it, I didn't do anything. I just wanted to see what it would do on its own. And it started to flicker kind of violently, and it got kind of weird. And, I just decided to say something. And I said, if you're here, could you shut it all the way off? And it literally dimmed down to nothing, and then got really bright, and then went off. And within 10 seconds after I asked if it could shut it off. And, that's always kind of weird when that happens. Then it went off, and then, we started talking about it, and one of us sat up, and right when we sat up to get up, it went back on again. And, it was pretty weird. It's like the second we... Oh yeah, it's not sensitive at all. I mean, you can do whatever you want to this thing. It's not going anywhere, and even when it's off, it takes, you know, yeah, you have to twist it. It's not, you don't have to put any muscle into it, but it's not something that can be turned on by, a vibration or someone walking around or something like that, getting knocked or tapped or something like that. You have to twist the little rim. So, it's definitely anomalous what causes this thing to go on, and the responses we get, with this little system we've developed here. It's definitely pretty weird. But anyway, it had went off again after that incident, and we decided, we're like, it's 3-something by now. It's about that time where things usually start to happen, so we started asking a couple questions. We'd wait about 2 minutes in between questions because we know that responses can be delayed sometimes. But the last question we asked is, have you been here a long time? And we asked that question, and then about, how long would you say it was until it turned on after you asked that? How long? Yeah, so I'd say 2-3 minutes, or maybe 2 minutes, and it came on, which is actually fairly quick considering, the time between turning on and off. This thing would usually, it would usually be an hour or so between going on, an hour and a half, so 1.5 to 2 minutes is not a long time at all for this thing. Who knows, maybe it, with the amount of energy it takes for whomever, it just simply takes that long to finally get it to turn on. So we're, hasn't done anything. It has not done anything since we asked the question and it turned on. So we're just going to try and see what happens. Could you make a knocking sound like this on the wall?
You hear that?
Did it almost sound like knocking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard it in my earphones. I got it on here.
In a different room.
Yeah, like upstairs or something, like almost in the bathroom upstairs, maybe. How was that? I don't know how far into this recording. Okay, 6 minutes about into the recording, so try and help me remember 6 minutes in. Have you ever left a footprint on the front porch? Sounded like it. Just be quiet so we can hear it again. What is that? Where?
Upstairs.
Is that what it is? Are you sure? It's really loud in my earphones. Sounds like someone really pacing or something.
A car.
Yeah.
Maybe someone slamming car doors and stuff.
Do you still hear it, or am I just crazy? Is the heat kicking on? I adjusted my settings so when things are really bassy, they don't even seem bassy to your ears, but in these earphones it sounds like you're
Just went by and they're probably all slamming their doors.
Well, I don't. Were they going out or coming in?
Going out.
Okay, so it could have been somebody. But still, I heard this for a long time, steps.
I know.
Not like people.
Upstairs.
Yeah, not like people, shutting their car door.
Asking questions and stuff, but they're not bugging them up there.
What did I ask right before that happened? I just thought of that. Did you ever make footprints on the front porch? And then we start hearing footprints, or walking upstairs.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I know I got it on here. I heard it. Thump, bump, thump, bump, thump, bump on my digital recorder here. Man, that was pretty cool.
I heard it.
That was really weird.
Knocking earlier.
Yeah. Well,
The same deep kind of sound.
yeah. The water softener isn't on anymore. That kicked on earlier, so that was long done cycling through for the night. And the heat wasn't on. It just kicked on, as we just heard, obviously. Does that make any noises? The furnace, a couple minutes before it kicks on, does it bump or make noises or something? That's definitely weird. It's 3:59 a.m. right now. Friday, February 17th, 2012. I just asked if whatever presence might be here is the one who made the footprints on the front porch. Yeah, and literally, I don't know, I'll have to look back, but it was only maybe 10 seconds later that it sounded like someone walking around upstairs, which is very odd. I know no one is awake right now, other than us two, so it's very weird. I don't think anybody upstairs is awake. If they were, it would be very unusual, so I don't think that's a very likely thing, and I'll ask them later on today if they were up in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. pacing up and down the hallway, and I think the answer is probably going to be no from both of them, so I'm definitely gonna take that particular piece of audio down as possibly something anomalous. So let's just keep listening and see what we might get. Now we're at 15 minutes here recording. Is that you dimming the light in there? Can you go ahead and shut it all the way off for me? See you dimming it. Shut it off for me, please. Just so I can show everyone that you're here. Oh, that was a blink. Blinked it on and off. Oh, now it just went off. Thank you. You're hearing noises again. Go figure, the light turned off and then back on again. It just turned back on and then we start hearing sounds again. I just stopped recording. Well, I didn't just stop recording, it's been minutes, but I had my headphones in, reviewing the recordings of the footsteps and the knocking, and those all are very weird. I listened to both of them several times, and they do seem to be exactly what we thought they were at the time, which is 3 knocks, or distinctive knocks. And the second anomalous event was definitely sounded like footprints, or footsteps, sorry. And obviously you saw the footage of the light going off for the last time, and a minute ago, let's see, it's 4:25 a.m. right now, and it just kind of pulsated back on to its maximum brightness, and then, not a minute after that, as I'm reviewing the evidence, I'm being told that there's more sounds. It sounds like coming from upstairs, which seems to be a pretty big area in this house as far as activity. It's always the upstairs hallway. It's, more times than not, the hallway upstairs. I've had many experiences up there that are very unexplained, very weird. So it doesn't shock me in the least bit that we're hearing weird noises coming from that hallway and footsteps. I've heard the footsteps myself coming from the hallway in the past, so it's actually not the first time that's happened. And go figure, that light has to turn on right when stuff starts happening again. Definitely weird. Take another picture into there. It's out of focus, which usually doesn't happen on these, which is weird, but okay. Take another one over by the stairs here. Small orb. Could be dust, and most likely is dust. I still thought it was worth noting. Right out in the middle of the living room. I see nothing. Man, that's weird. These flipping. Every time I shoot them in there, and when I'm trying to do this now, they're out of focus. Like it's not focusing in every other direction. It's fine, but it's not focused. Well, that time it was. Let's see, I'm looking around, I don't see anything. I'll take a picture without the flash. It's not something I usually do, but
What?
were you just making noise?
Like what?
Like breathing?
What's in my nose?
Like something like weird like that. I heard it in the headphones. I was like, what the? Kind of weird. Oddly enough, the light's still on, you know. It seems like stuff starts to happen when the light's on.
See what happened?
What was that?
I don't know.
11 minutes, 26 seconds. That didn't sound like a normal house creak. That was louder.
The sound is well right behind me.
Is that what it was?
Closer to the doorway again. I'm gonna be on low. See what happens when we start asking things. And all of a sudden you start hearing things you don't want to hear.
You know, the way I look at it is I'm getting good, you know, recordings out of it. Some weird noises that I can't explain yet, and, you know, that makes it all worth it. Yeah, you might be a little bit, you know, on edge afterwards, and you might be a little bit stirred up, but I think it's all worth it when you look back on it and you hear what you got, and it's like, wow, that really is something out of the ordinary and unexplainable. It's definitely louder than all the little settling noises I've been hearing on here. Where did that sound like that was coming from?
The same thing, the wall here. Around the furnace, the thermostat, the doorways in there.
Yeah, I keep hearing weird noises from that direction, oddly enough. I'm gonna take a picture. Like where I just took the picture.
Like someone flicked the door.
This front door here.
Mm-hmm. The whole house makes weird noises all the time.
It does. It does, but I don't know, it just seems like maybe we're like hypersensitive now.
Yeah, no, that's what happens.
We notice every little thing and it's like, ooh, what was that? What was this? What was that?
And it's probably things that we just normally don't even pay attention to.
Exactly. That's what, that's where the creaks and bumps are cool, but I don't usually count them as like solid concrete stuff.
Unless it's something that really stands out.
Yeah.
Like that other weird number
Yeah.
that you don't normally hear.
Exactly.